Dear Zaya. You're probably wondering why I said Dear Zaya and not Dear Zion. Where's Zaya now? You have officially come out to everyone and you love.
Dwyane Wade likes to talk about everything good about his son except the elephant in the room. You can't bring a man dressed like a woman in front of me and expect me not to say, what the hell is this?
I believe that isn't how you want to run your family. I have no choice but to respect that. But don't pretend as if it isn't an unpopular sentiment.
He was the one who sat down with us as a family and said, hey, I don't think I'm gay, right? I identify myself as a young lady, but she's known that for 9 years.
She's known since she was 3.
She's known since she was 3 years old.
Corey Holcomb and D.L. Hughley are two of the few people willing to speak up about Dwyane Wade and the headlines surrounding his family situation. And to be clear, this is not about attacking Zaya at all. The real issue people keep debating is how Dwyane Wade and Gabrielle Union respond whenever someone shares a different opinion on a topic. People still remember when Gabrielle Union pushed back hard at Boosie after he said he didn't agree with young kids making permanent medical decisions before they're even old enough to fully understand adult responsibilities. That whole situation exploded online fast. Now, Dwyane has also been calling critics ignorant or uneducated just because they question whether children should make huge life-changing choices at such a young age. And it's not only internet commentators speaking on this either. Zaya's biological mother reportedly took legal action at one point and even accused Dwyane and Gabrielle of benefiting publicly from the situation, which turned the controversy up even more. A lot of people online started debating whether the family was handling the situation fairly or shutting down anyone who disagreed. Dwyane also shared that Zaya, who was born male, expressed these feelings from a very young age, saying it started around 3 years old. But a lot of people online have questioned the claim that Zaya knew about being transgender at only 3 years old.
You can't bring a man dressed like a woman in front of me and expect me not to say, what the hell is this? Because the first thing I'm gonna ask you, if your son got on lipstick, dress, wig, makeup, I'm gonna ask you. So where do you think he got this from?
Critics argue that children at that age are still learning very basic ideas about themselves and the world around them. Some experts and commentators believe toddlers are mainly exploring interests, clothes, toys, and hobbies without fully understanding larger identity discussions yet. A young boy wanting to play with dolls or wear colorful outfits, or a young girl wanting to play rough sports or wear boy clothes is often seen by many people as normal childhood behavior rather than proof of a permanent identity decision. Dwyane Wade has shared stories about noticing certain behaviors when Zaya was younger, including moments like putting a shirt over the head like long hair and showing interest in dance lessons. According to Dwyane, those experiences stood out to him early on, but critics still debate whether those kinds of childhood moments should automatically be connected to long-term identity labels at such a young age. A lot of people argue that a young boy wanting dance lessons or showing certain interests does not automatically mean they want to change their gender. Critics say it's possible adults can sometimes interpret childhood behavior through a much deeper lens than the child may actually understand at that age. Still, Dwyane Wade and Gabrielle Union publicly supported Zaya's identity journey, and that support became a huge national conversation. Eventually, Zaya's name and legal gender were officially changed while still a teenager, which sparked even more public debate online and in the media. But the controversy didn't stop there. Reports later surfaced claiming there were disagreements within the family about how fast everything was moving. In late 2022, Zaya's biological mother, Yvonne Funches Wade, reportedly filed legal documents asking the court to delay any major medical decisions until Zaya became an adult. She also raised concerns about whether outside business opportunities connected to publicity might be influencing certain choices, which added even more attention to the situation. According to court reports, she stated, "I have concerns that Dwyane may be pressuring our child to move forward with the name and gender change in order to capitalize on the financial opportunities that he has received from companies." That statement instantly caused a huge reaction online. According to reports connected to the court dispute, Siobhan Funch's Wade's legal team claimed Dwyane Wade had opportunities from major companies that could increase public attention around Zaya's transition story. Siobhan also alleged that Dwyane privately told her there could be financial benefits and endorsement opportunities connected to the situation, which immediately sparked major reactions online.
Hey, all you gotta do is look at D-Wade nails.
He got his nails painted.
You gotta see this, dog. D-Wade been dressing like this. He used to wear the capris. D-Wade don't want the smoke like his son want the smoke. His son don't care. Right. I don't care. This is who I am. But D-Wade wants to try and make it seem like this is something, he wants to make it seem like something's wrong with you for not just accepting this for what it is.
In court filings, she reportedly stated, "Dwyane told me that he intended to make our child very famous due to the name and gender issue, and also informed me that there would be endorsements or contracts associated wherewith." That statement quickly became one of the most talked about parts of the entire case. Siobhan also claimed she was left out of important discussions involving Zaya's future decisions. Critics pointed to parts of Dwyane and Siobhan's divorce agreement that reportedly required both parents to communicate and cooperate on major matters involving their child. Because of that, many people online started questioning whether proper communication had really taken place behind the scenes. In the end, though, the court did not side with Siobhan's arguments, and the legal request was denied. She later suggested that Dwyane's celebrity status, influence, and resources may have played a role in how everything turned out, which added even more controversy to the public conversation. And even after the legal battle slowed down, the debates never stopped. Critics now argue that Dwyane and Gabrielle Union react very strongly toward anyone who questions their decisions, while supporters say they are simply protecting their family from harsh public judgment. Some critics believe that once celebrities openly share personal family matters with the public, people are naturally going to react and form opinions about it. That's one of the points Corey Holcomb recently brought up while discussing Dwyane Wade and the attention surrounding his family situation. Corey questioned why critics are sometimes heavily criticized just for expressing disagreement or asking questions online. Corey also stirred up more controversy when he suggested that children can sometimes be influenced by what they see from the adults around them. During his comments, he brought up Dwyane Wade's fashion choices and public style, including painted nails and other trends that have sparked conversations online. And when it comes to the nail topic, Dwyane has openly embraced that style choice. He even shared in interviews that he was interested in launching his own nail polish brand someday, which immediately got people talking even more on social media. But the conversation didn't stop there. Dwyane Wade has previously shared personal stories about experimenting with clothes and fashion when he was younger, including trying on his sister's dresses and shoes in private. Because of those comments, Corey Holcomb speculated that family influences and personal experiences may have played a role in how things developed later on. Online critics took those discussions even further, with some questioning whether Dwyane may have projected certain ideas onto the situation. Others strongly disagreed with that theory and argued that supporting a child's identity is completely different from influencing it. The debate quickly became heated across social media and podcasts. Gabrielle Union also became a major part of the public conversation because she frequently defended Zaya and pushed back hard against critics.
Nails.
Don't get a close-up of my nails.
No.
Listen, I've been on the road. I'm going to do like this.
But we see a pop of color.
Yeah.
What was the impetus for it?
Expression.
Expression.
Yeah, expression. You know, I'm creative. I'm expressive. And there's so many ways to do that.
Your nails look better than mine.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
They do.
Don't do that.
So when are we getting the new manicure?
You know, I'm working on, I'm thinking about, I'm actually thinking about jumping into the nail line.
Oh, really?
I've been thinking about it. Yeah, I've been thinking about it. I've been in it so long and I'm like, you know what? It could be a good time, but I got some cool ideas that I'm exploring.
One of the biggest controversies happened when rapper Boosie publicly criticized Dwyane and Gabrielle for supporting Zaya's legal changes before adulthood. Gabrielle fired back online, and many people felt her response strongly implied that Boosie might be dealing with personal insecurities about his own identity, which instantly caused another massive internet clash. But everybody knew Boosie wasn't about to stay quiet after Gabrielle Union responded to him. He jumped back onto social media and fired off a heated reply that instantly had people arguing all over the internet. In his response, Boosie defended himself against Gabrielle's comments and made several personal remarks aimed at both her and Dwyane Wade, which only made the situation even messier online. A lot of people felt the exchange crossed the line and turned way more personal than it needed to be, while others said it showed just how intense and emotional the debate around the situation had become. Either way, the back and forth between Boosie and Gabrielle quickly turned into one of the biggest celebrity internet clashes people couldn't stop talking about. And that's where DL Hughley ended the conversation. DL sided more with Boosie's overall point and said that when celebrities publicly share private family matters, people are naturally going to discuss them and form opinions, whether the family agrees with those opinions or not. DL also questioned Gabrielle Union's response to Boosie, saying that trying to hint at someone's personal orientation during an argument can sometimes reflect poorly on the person making the comment rather than helping the discussion itself. His take quickly gained attention online and added even more fuel to the already heated debate. When discussing the bigger issue, DL also shared his thoughts about young people making major life decisions before adulthood. He stated, if you're still living under your parents' roof and you need their permission when you go to the doctors, it means you're probably not mature enough to make major life-changing decisions. That statement from DL Hughley instantly split the internet in half. Some people agreed with him and felt he was simply raising concerns about age, maturity, and how serious long-term decisions can be. Others pushed back hard and accused critics of acting like they understood Zaya's life better than her own family does. Meanwhile, Dwyane Wade continued defending his role as a father and made it clear that in his eyes, supporting Zaya was never about outside opinions or public approval. He said his priority has always been making sure his child feels accepted, protected, and supported, no matter how loud the criticism gets. But critics still weren't convinced. Many argue that once celebrity parents turn deeply personal family matters into public discussions, the backlash and debates are almost guaranteed to follow. And with every interview, podcast clip, and social media post keeping the topic alive, the controversy just keeps growing bigger instead of fading away. What made the situation even more controversial was how emotional and divided the public reactions became. Some people praised Dwyane and Gabrielle Union for standing by Zaya no matter what critics had to say. Supporters called them brave for handling such a personal family matter in front of millions of people while facing non-stop attention online. But on the other side, critics argue that questioning certain parenting decisions should not automatically make someone hateful or ignorant. That's the part that kept sparking arguments everywhere, especially on podcasts, radio shows, and social media clips that kept going viral almost every week. Even some celebrities who normally stay quiet on sensitive topics started weighing in because the discussion had grown so massive. The debate slowly became less about one family and more about bigger conversations involving parenting, privacy, celebrity influence, and how much public opinion should matter when famous families share personal situations with the world. And through all the chaos, one thing became impossible to ignore. Every new interview seemed to restart the entire debate all over again. Whenever Dwyane Wade or Gabrielle Union spoke publicly about Zaya, clips would instantly spread across social media, and thousands of people would jump into the comments arguing from both sides.
Yes, I used to put on heels. I used to do all those things. I try to put on whatever my sisters wear, what my sisters did, I try to do those things. So when my child came home at 8 years old, it was an assignment that was done at school. An assignment at school would say, tell me about yourself. Where Zaya took the time to say, I'm black, I'm this, and I'm gay. At the time, Zaya said, I am gay. Different than what you probably thought I was, Dad. I don't want to play basketball. I don't even want to be, I'm not a boy. You are going to be who you're going to be. It's my job to try to put you in the best positions to help you reach that goal of who you want to be.
Some viewers felt the couple was helping normalize conversations that many families are afraid to have in public. Others believe the situation should have stayed completely private instead of becoming such a huge media topic connected to interviews, magazine covers, and public appearances. Meanwhile, Holcomb and several other commentators kept doubling down on their criticism, saying the bigger issue was never about hate, but about whether people should be allowed to question celebrity parenting choices without immediately being attacked online. That argument kept gaining traction because many people felt the public conversation had become more about silence and disagreement than actually discussing the topic fairly. At the same time, supporters of Dwyane and Gabrielle argued that the couple was being unfairly targeted simply because they chose to publicly support their child. They believed many critics were focusing too much on personal opinions instead of recognizing how difficult it can be for any family to handle constant public attention and online judgment. Still, the backlash never really slowed down. Every time a new clip surfaced, people immediately went back to debating the same questions about parenting, age, influence, and privacy. Some felt Dwyane and Gabrielle were opening the door to these reactions by continuing to discuss the situation publicly, while others said they had every right to tell their story on their own terms. And with celebrities like Boosie, Corey Holcomb, and D.L. Hughley continuing to speak on the issue, the conversation kept growing far beyond just entertainment gossip. It turned into one of those celebrity controversies where everybody online suddenly had a strong opinion and nobody seemed willing to back down from their side of the argument. What also kept people talking was how differently celebrities responded to the situation depending on who was speaking. Some stars completely avoided the topic because they knew how explosive the conversation had become online. Others openly defended Dwyane and Gabrielle, saying the couple was simply trying to support their child the best way they knew how under intense public pressure. But critics kept pointing out what they saw as inconsistencies in the way disagreements were handled. They argued that anytime someone questioned the situation, even respectfully, they risked getting labeled harshly or dragged across social media. That frustration became a major reason why so many podcasts and commentary channels continued covering the story over and over again.
At the center of it all, though, was the reality that this had grown way bigger than one celebrity family. The debate turned into a larger cultural argument about parenting, personal freedom, public influence, and whether famous people should expect privacy after discussing deeply personal matters in front of millions of viewers online. And the more the debate expanded, the more people started noticing how every side believed they were defending something important.
I'm one of the people who stand on this. So for her to say that, it makes her a hypocrite also.
Yeah.
You don't want nobody to talk about nothing that goes on with those situations, but you're saying somebody has on their mind. So if you do got on your mind, you feel some type of way about them. Baby, you a hypocrite, baby.
Oh, so she's gay bashing you, basically.
That's you gay bashing me. Are you gay bashing? You're a...
Supporters of Dwyane Wade felt he was protecting his child and standing firm despite non-stop criticism from strangers online. Meanwhile, critics insisted they were simply asking questions about parenting decisions and public influence, not attacking anyone personally. That clash is exactly why the topic stayed trending for so long. One interview clip would go viral, then reaction videos would flood the internet within hours, followed by celebrities, radio hosts, and commentators jumping in with their own takes. Before long, the conversation would spiral into another massive online argument all over again. What made everything even more intense was the fact that Dwyane and Gabrielle Union are such high-profile celebrities. Because of their fame, every statement they made carried huge attention, and every disagreement became national conversation material almost instantly. At that point, the story wasn't slowing down anytime soon, and everybody seemed determined to keep sharing their opinion on it. As the conversation kept growing, some people began wondering if the constant media attention was making the entire situation even harder for everyone involved. Critics argued that turning deeply personal family moments into headlines, interviews, and viral social media clips almost guarantees non-stop public scrutiny. Supporters, however, believed Dwyane and Gabrielle were using their platform to encourage acceptance and support for families dealing with similar situations. At the same time, the reactions online became more extreme on both sides. Some commenters defended the couple no matter what, while others criticized nearly every public statement they made. That's why every new appearance from Dwyane or Gabrielle instantly became trending content, because people were already waiting to analyze every word and reaction. And through all of this, commentators like Holcomb and D.L. Hughley continued pushing the larger argument about celebrity culture itself. Their point was that once public figures openly discuss personal matters in front of millions of people, strong opinions are unavoidable, especially when the topic touches on parenting, identity, and family decisions. By this point, the situation had completely taken on a life of its own online. What started as a discussion about one celebrity family turned into a non-stop cycle of reactions, interviews, podcast debates, and viral social media arguments. Every time things seemed like they were calming down, another clip or headline would pull everybody right back into the controversy again.
Some people even started questioning whether social media was making meaningful conversations almost impossible. Instead of calm discussions, every opinion quickly turned into team versus team arguments, with supporters and critics both digging in harder every single week. That's a huge reason the story stayed in the spotlight for so long. Meanwhile, Dwyane Wade continued presenting himself as a father focused on love and support for his child, despite the criticism coming from all directions. But his critics remained just as vocal, arguing that public figures should still expect pushback when discussing major family decisions in front of such a massive audience. And with celebrity commentators continuing to weigh in, the debate showed no signs of disappearing anytime soon. Another reason this controversy kept getting attention was because it touched on so many different issues at once. For some people, the discussion was mainly about parenting and how much freedom young people should have when making major personal decisions. For others, it became a conversation about celebrity influence and whether famous families shape public opinion more than they realize. At the same time, many viewers felt the internet made everything far more intense than it needed to be. Short clips and headlines would spread everywhere without full context, leading people to instantly choose sides before hearing the full story. That only added more confusion, more arguments, and even more viral reactions across social media platforms. And while the public debate kept growing louder, one thing stayed consistent. Dwyane Wade and Gabrielle Union showed no signs of backing away from defending their family publicly.
I think that I can respect the love and protection that they feel for your parents, from their parents. I think loving your child without recriminations is what is required of us. It's also disingenuous to believe that people aren't going to have an opinion of that.
Yeah.
If you make these things public, there are people going to have public assessments of it. It certainly doesn't make Gabrielle and Dwyane bad parents. But it doesn't make Boosie gay because he has.
Meanwhile, critics like Holcomb and others also refused to back down, keeping the conversation alive every time the topic resurfaced online or in interviews. As time went on, the conversation around Dwyane Wade and Gabrielle Union became one of those celebrity topics that people kept revisiting over and over again. Even months after major interviews aired, old clips would suddenly trend again, bringing the entire debate right back into the spotlight like it never left. Some commentators argued that the situation revealed how divided public opinion has become whenever celebrities discuss personal family matters publicly. Supporters praised the couple for staying open and confident despite intense criticism, while others believed the backlash was inevitable once such private topics became part of media interviews, documentaries, and online discussions. At the same time, many people noticed how quickly the internet turns complicated conversations into non-stop drama. Instead of thoughtful discussions, social media often pushed the loudest reactions to the top, making every disagreement feel even bigger than before. And because high-profile names like Boosie, Holcomb, and D.L. Hughley kept speaking on the issue, the story continued evolving far beyond just one family's personal situation. By now, the debate had reached a point where almost every new comment connected to the situation sparked another wave of headlines and reactions. Fans, critics, celebrities, and internet commentators all seemed locked into the conversation, each side convinced they were making a stronger argument. That's why the topic kept dominating podcasts, live streams, and entertainment blogs for so long.
Some people felt Dwyane Wade and Gabrielle Union deserved credit for standing firm under constant public pressure. Others believed the couple sometimes responded too aggressively toward critics, especially when those critics claimed they were simply expressing concerns or personal opinions. That difference in perspective kept the controversy going in circles online every single time it resurfaced. Meanwhile, the bigger issue many commentators focused on was the balance between privacy and publicity. Once a celebrity family openly shares personal experiences with the world, millions of people are naturally going to react in different ways. And in today's internet culture, where every clip can go viral within minutes, even a small comment can quickly explode into another massive public debate. So at the end of the day, commentators like Holcomb and Hughley say that criticism is not about attacking Zaya personally. Their main argument is that Dwyane Wade and Gabrielle Union have reacted very strongly toward people who question their decisions, even when those people claim they are simply sharing opinions or concerns about parenting, privacy, and public influence. Critics also argue that once celebrities bring deeply personal family matters into interviews, social media posts, documentaries, and public conversations, strong reactions are guaranteed to follow. Supporters of Dwyane and Gabrielle completely disagree, saying the couple has every right to defend their family and speak openly about their experiences despite public backlash. And that's exactly why this topic keeps creating non-stop debate online. Now the conversation has grown far beyond one celebrity family and turned into a bigger discussion about parenting choices, fame, public attention, and how much influence celebrities really have when sharing personal stories with millions of people. But now it's your turn to speak on it. Do you think teenagers are mature enough to make major life decisions at that age? Do you agree with Dwyane Wade's perspective, or do you understand where critics like Holcomb and Hughley are coming from? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, share this with others, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next upload.